When you have your own business and you have passion for it, you'll do anything to make it successful. The wheels are always spinning. You're always thinking, how can I improve my business, or how can I make it successful? You don't listen to the negativity out there or people that are trying to discourage you. You just keep on going.
And that's Pamela Sofola, owner of A Beautiful Closet. In this episode, we talk about what drives passion, cultural pressures, being a wife, a mom, and juggling 2 boutiques. Next up on Hustle and Grind.
Today's guest is Pamela Sofola. She is the fabulous owner of 2 boutiques, one in National Harbor, Maryland, and the other one at the DC Wharf. I love your outfit. I mean, can we just discuss this whole thing? Is this from your store?
It actually is. It's a piece that I had about a year ago.
Okay.
And from Spain, from España. And I really love it because it's just, I love when, to wear colors, bright colors that,
well, with your skin tone and
with my skin tone and everything.
Gorgeous.
So absolutely love it. Thank you.
All this fashion talk, Jeff, so sorry.
Listen, I mean, just because I'm a guy, I'm visual,
Right.
And in my business, I love the image. And so one of the things that Joy and I will talk about is as we've partnered up and worked together on commercials together, I couldn't get why, I'm going to say this correctly, and please, I want to make sure I don't hurt anybody's feelings or anything, but I swear, a lot of times when we were casting before I met Joy, I didn't realize that a part of my casting was happening in the model or actor's choice of outfit. And so for all you young budding actors, when you do your headshots, when you do stuff, make sure you have some kind of wardrobe. Get someone like Joy or Pam involved to help you have a style, because it really, it says something visually to the subconscious.
Very true.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So go ahead, tell us about starting this business. I mean, how do you even begin to open a boutique in DC in this area?
So I tell you a little bit about my business, right? Because I've been in this business now since 2011.
Okay.
Wow.
My background is I'm actually a certified public accountant.
Wow.
So it's going from one end of the spectrum to another. But growing up as a young child, I always had this gift. Everybody has a gift. And my gift was fashion. Ever since I was little, I remember my mother would buy clothing for me, and I would use the sewing machine at home to alter the outfit.
Oh, wow.
So it's always been in me, right?
Yeah.
And, of course, my background, I am from Nigeria. I was born in England, but I am from Nigeria. And in our tradition, there is no way my parents would have sent me to college to go and do fashion. No. You're either a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, or an accountant, something like that. And so I pursued, accounting. And, but you always, regardless of what profession you're in, there's always something that is tugging at you when you have a gift. You can't just put it to bed.
Amazing. There's so many questions I have. I'm sure you
Go for it.
So I want to get my head. So tell us about, first of all, you opened first in Houston. What was it like opening a business in Houston? What was the reception like? And talk to us a little bit about that. And getting that started, I think even more importantly, before we go there, is your background. Like, what was the deal with your parents, with support? Was there kind of concern about you doing this passion? I want to hear a little bit about that first, and then we'll do the Houston thing.
So, when we moved to Houston, we moved because, again, my husband, we had to move down there temporarily. I took leave of absence from the World Bank. And I said, okay, I now have this time to pursue my passion. And so I started doing trunk shows in the neighborhood that we lived.
Tell everybody what a trunk show is.
Yes.
Sorry.
Trunk show
For the layman's, yes.
Trunk show is, you have a collection of clothing and you do trunk shows. You take your collection, and I was doing them in people's homes. And it was very successful. I was, you know, people just loved my style of clothing. And so I did that for a few months. And then people started asking me, do you have a boutique? I said, wow. Okay, I don't have a boutique. I know that we're in Houston for a temporary time. So I said, let me see if I could get a short-term lease somewhere. And I managed to get a short-term lease for 18 months.
Oh, wow.
And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm going to take a leap of faith and do this. And I did. And people just loved the stuff. I mean, it was very, very, I don't want to say surprising, but it was, I'm glad I took that step, you know, that step of faith. And people just loved the uniqueness of the clothing, the price of the clothing, the quality of the clothing. And so I, after the 18 months was open, I opened up a second store. So I had 2 stores.
Wow.
I had 2 stores in Houston.
Very Nigerian of you,
yes,
I must say.
we don't. The thing is, Nigeria, we do not stop.
No.
We continue.
Yes.
And so opened up a second store. And then it was time to move back to DC. And when the lease ended for both places, I decided to just move everything here. Now, the name of my store was Amaria de la Bella, which means the beautiful closet.
Ah.
But what I found was that it was hard for people to remember the name, to spell the name. And so coming to DC, I said, I'm going to change it to the English, and that's how. So basically, it's a continuation.
That's great. But that's fantastic. Now tell us, though, did you get any tug from your family?
Okay, so yeah, your question about that. So as a Nigerian, like I had mentioned earlier, you have to have a profession. When I started this business, my parents were not against it because I still have my profession.
Got you.
You get me? So it's, even though I have the business, I am still using my profession.
Yes.
I do my financials, I do my taxes, I do everything myself. So I'm able to still.
Do you have children? I didn't know this. You're married, and I know from some of your bio you do charity.
Yes.
So how do you make it all work?
Yes, tell us.
I know. Sometimes I wonder. I'm like, how do I do it? Even my parents, I'm not my parents. My boys say, "Mom, you're such a superwoman."
Yeah. And still can leave the house looking like this. I'm done. I'm done.
And my husband too, he's very busy, but he's like, golly, he's like, you never relax. You don't go to bed until 2 a.m.
Yeah, because what is relax, right?
You know, but when you have your own business and you have passion for it, you'll do anything to make it successful. You know what I mean? You won't relax. The wheels are always spinning. You're always thinking, how can I improve my business, or how can I make it successful? You don't listen to the negativity out there or people that are trying to discourage you. You just keep on going. And so I'm able to juggle a lot of things, and I thank God I'm able to juggle those things. But having a business is 24/7.
It almost segues to your charity work.
Yeah.
I want to hear a little bit what drives you and why you believe in doing this charity stuff. It seems like you put a lot into. What's the responsibility of a successful business owner to the community? Talk to me about that.
So I decided to give care packages to our healthcare workers. As you know, we're going through this unprecedented pandemic. And you know, back in April, after we closed the stores, we had to close down, and March shut everything down. I said, well, how can I lift the spirits of other people? And the reason why I decided to focus, you know, because it's not just the healthcare workers, we have frontline workers, people working in grocery stores and everything. And I decided to focus on the health sector because my husband's a physician, my brother's a physician, and I see firsthand what they're going through. And so I said, how can I help the community? And I decided, you know, to create these lovely care packages based on gender, whether male or female, things from the store. And so far, we've given 638 packages. If you're blessed with something, share your blessings. It will come back to you 200%. And so regardless of whether we're going through coronavirus, we're doing all of this, I still think if I have it and if I can, I will give. I mean, it's about making other people, you know, happy and just giving back and appreciating what all the healthcare workers have done, because they're really fighting for us.
Being a boutique, retail, this must have been a tough time with COVID. Talk a little bit about that, please.
It's been difficult, and it is still difficult. You know, obviously nobody. So my locations are at the Wharf. In DC, and the other one is at the National Harbour. And of course, you know, those are tourist spots, you know, both places are tourist spots. And so we've lost the tourists, we've lost the workers. Nobody's working in the offices downtown. The Gaylord at the National Harbour, which was a big, you know, client base for us, they're no longer, they're not open right now. And so it's been difficult, you know, we're just taking it a day at a time. But again, I'm not going to give up. I always have an optimistic spirit that, you know, this is a valley we're going to get through and we're going to come out better in the end.
How do you go about selecting the clothes that you will bring into your boutique? Do you build based on your personal take, or are you assessing your clients, what's selling, what they like?
Well, I tend to bring in things that I like to wear because the business is supposed to reflect, you know, what I like and my, you know, my taste. So, you know, and then of course, when I do select the clothing, regardless of the size of the client, size, shape, or whatever, I want everybody to look beautiful, no matter the size, shape, or size, you know, size or whatever. So I'm very particular of bringing in, you know, beautiful pieces. They all have to be beautiful. I don't want, you know, anything that is just, say, for example, a sack. No. It's got to have, I want everybody to look really nice in what they wear. That's
great.
In your pieces, I've been in your boutique several times. You know, sometimes you have pieces that have stories to them, why you brought certain pieces in there. I think that's really fabulous. You had some did you have some bags in there from Nigeria?
Yes, I have some bags from Nigeria, crocodile.
Yes,
we have beautiful crocodile, alligator pieces. You know, we have really, Nigeria has some just lovely stuff, honestly, and I have to showcase that.
I mean, that's great. I think that's one of the great things about America when it's working the way it should, is we have all this great culture to pull from. And but I thought it was really neat you're asking, because that's some of the nuts and bolts that a lot of us don't understand. I don't know much about retail. So how does it work? Like you're picking, selecting things, you're bringing in from other designers? How do you make that business work?
I actually bring in from other designers, from not just, from all around the world, actually. And then, you know, I go to Italy, I go to Spain, I go to England, I go, you know, different places, Africa, of course. And then I also have my own line, which I've started.
Tell us about that. That sounds fascinating.
Pamsofola couture. So I have some pieces that I've started, really nice. You know, what I found too is a lot of fast fashion is happening. I don't know if you know what fast fashion is. Throwaway clothes, right? Back in the day, when you buy something, the quality is so good and it lasts for a long time. Now there's a lot of fast fashion. You buy something for $10, $20, and it's so cheap. And I've gotten tired of having a hard time finding quality pieces. I do have quality pieces in the store, but the pick is slim. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own label where I can dictate what's coming on the shelves, right? And so I started my own brand about a year ago. And, you know, I have my manufacturer made in the USA, in New York. And so, you know, that's what I'm working on. That's what I've been working on. In my factory, I was supposed to have a big launch in March when COVID hit.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another one that COVID is,
Yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
like, that seems to be a reoccurring theme with
yeah,
things that COVID just kind of shut down
Right.
Yeah.
at the onset.
Yeah.
You know, some businesses were launching
Yeah.
for the first time, and in your case, you were trying to
Yeah.
launch your
My
brand,
line.
so it's crazy.
But, you know, like I said, I will never give up, and I'm continuing and just keep on pushing. That's
Yeah.
what the hustle is about.
You travel a lot, you
Yeah.
know. So does a lot of inspiration for things you, does your
Yes.
fashion eye come from traveling? Because I know
Yeah.
for me, as a world traveler myself, that's where I get a lot
Yeah.
of my inspiration, you know, so it's a
Yes.
combination.
So, you know, I've been very fortunate to travel. I've traveled to about 41 countries now. And, you know, it's great to see different fashions in different parts of the world, different cultures and everything. And so that's been, you know, one of my inspirations around Beautiful Closet, bringing things from all around the world. But, I mean, there's beautiful designs all around the world, wherever you go. And, you know, so my goal is to bring in those things and, you know, let people that maybe haven't had the chance to go overseas to see what the culture is from outside. So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
This was great. Beautiful Closet. You got to check your stuff out if you're in the
Thank you
DC
so much.
area.
Oh, no, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. That was
Thank
great.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
If you want to be a guest on our next show and you have a great story, check us out on thehustle.tv.
Don't forget to like us on the link below and subscribe.